He writes poems beneath the underpass, and he wonders how fast they'll cast him this time. As just another fat dope, no hope, too much skin, never going to be thin. He's about to begin another school, another day, another way that he wished he could melt into the pavement. So how could he face them? He's always been a little larger than life, and the knife that he's taken to his wrist to let it kiss the length of his arm, he draws blood because he can't escape from his skin. So he marks up his arm like the marks of papyrus, and SOS for an iris if only someone would open their eyelids. But this pen in his right hand stops the knife in his left from pushing further within till the life would bleed from him. This pen's become his savior. When the behavior of bullies full of torments of their own, when he's felt so alone, it's in his writing pad he's found a home, and so he's thrown his whole self into it, where suicide becomes similes and anger becomes antonyms, and lies lay down on loose leaf papers where his lines leap from the page to grip hearts so he doesn't have to grip throats. So quote me on this: he'll persist past bullies who are only bullies because they never had a pen. When their world was falling apart, his art is strong enough to hold up his arm to disarm the word grenades as they cascade like blades of pain. They rain, yet his sheets of paper are the strongest umbrella. This fella may still be scared and blood may still drip down his arm, but he's calm as he grips his pen and swears to God they'll never get to him, whether he's fat or thin. So he's not going to prove to them that their bullets fall from his skin. He's not going to do it for them. He's going to do it for him and every other kid who he can pry knives from their knuckles and replace them with a pen and whisper to them the words that a girl on a train once spoke to him, that the scribblings in his journals are the words the world needs to hear. He looks up as she looks down. She sits on the edge of her bed. But this bed, it looks like a cliff some days, so she could edge ever closer to the swinging sways of what it'd be just to leap free, drop from the top with nothing to stop her but the ground. Without a sound, she'd be found days later, but the fate of her was never to give up, so she crawls back from the edge of her bed and she rests upon her pillow, pulls the mirror from her table, because if she's able, this mascara will cover up the scars of her past. It's an art when her heart's ripped apart to restart each day with the bleached betray of who she is anyway. So she swears they'll never know her or get what's really going on. For so long, she's looked so together from her skin out, but turn it about, and where skin touches flesh and flesh touches heart, she could chart all the ways she can't live up to these expectations. She's become a fabrication for dissemination, so no one gets to see inside. So she smiles at her parents made of money, and she'll give the right answers to her teachers who think she's so sweet, honey, but she'll not eat honey or anything much at all, because she's sure it'd ruin this look she's perfected for so long with great care, her blonde hair and Barbie doll smile, yet all the while she stares up at me with tears in her eyes. And they're pure tears, but they're broken and they're desperate. But if they found the answer, I still don't think they'd settle for it. And so sometimes I can bide this world, but right now I'm just angry that her beauty could be disputed by a world that does not know itself. That she would listen to these lies because there's no louder voices on the inside or the outside for that matter, where there are people who should realize that beauty needs to be told who she is. So she can tattoo roses upon her arms, pin marigolds upon her breasts, twist tulips through her hair, and declare to the world that a flower in the field is still beautiful, though no one bends to pick it up. That when you take apart the heart of a child, it still beats to a louder tune. So don't presume that even now she sits alone. She sits on her bed, but in her head, she remembers that lady who taught her that she does have what it takes. That teacher who told her that sometimes the only place you can move is up. Because when you find yourself at the bottom, it's only proof there must be a top. See, she was a friend A girl made of pen, an eye made of paper, let her write her story upon me. And he, boy scribbling poems beneath the underpass, he did the same. He scrawled his words across my back. I am growing by stories every day. But it is okay, for I am shedding them too. I am giving them out. For we tell stories. We do not wrap them around our fingers, controlled and ordered. We are wrapped and rolled by them. Inside your minds are 1,000 empty light bulbs and 1,000,000 sleeping thoughts and 1,000,000,000 masterpieces and 1,000,000,000,000 tiny moments. These moments, they creep into our souls, whether we are willing or not. They pry us open our mouths, for we tell stories. Ask the journals. Ask the tear-stained diaries beneath ink and bed sheets, these parables of pain. I asked the cloud inside me for his name. He told me it was shame, a rain that floods too often. I have found myself storm-drenched and lonely, but still we tell story. We drench the world a new color, call forth what is deeper, pull wide the curtain of separation, show beauty for what she is. We tell stories, they stand up and scream. We have something to reveal beneath the wheels of injustice. We jam a spoke into those gears that turn those cogs that move the wheels of the machine that turns out a fake reality. Let gravity be flipped on its head till the world turns upside down by our stories. With freedom on our lips and revolution in our hearts, we shall sing our songs louder than their war drums and bigger than their bullying and brighter than their neon signs, and with fire in our bones we shall move and shake this mountain by our stories, by her story. She who sits on the edge of her bed, by his story. He who writes poems beneath the underpass, by your story. See, today, we too easily put people into boxes. But I want you to remember that a box was cardboard once. And that cardboard was a tree. And that tree would hide itself in shame if it knew what it had become. So you honor the tree. Do not make a box to put people in because of their skin. Rather, make a pen from its flesh and so begin to write a new world. And look around you. There are pens in the palms of every passerby. And if they're not in their palms, then they're in breast pockets close to heart spaces. And if they're not by their chest, then you dive into side pockets, pull their pens from dark places, blow the dust from its tip, and you offer to be the first paper that they write upon. You offer to be the person they tell their story to. You find a person whom you can tell your story to. This is the way this world will change. By the telling of stories, by the listening to stories. This is what it means to move inside out. Thank you.